I've got to say, Brian, you know, you've just picked on me for the first third of this podcast about the fact that I'm not able to relax. I'm just going to turn it on you now.
Okay.
Because I have got absolutely no problem whatsoever in not cleaning.
No.
Right?
Well, you never have.
Well, no.
You haven't got a problem with that at all.
That's right.
No.
That's right, Brian.
I don't know why you've been telling anyone. Come and have a look at the house. Jeez.
No, Brian. But what I say to you, my friend, is...
Hello.
Daddy, I love him.
Mother thanks you.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
Hello and welcome to the It's a Drama podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Brian.
And this week we're back with some not so good news. We've got to just tell you, we've just got to get it over with. We have been putting this off. And we have also got some other news that we want to talk to you about, such as struggling to stop and switch off and the difference between work and play. And also whether it is possible to do what we're trying to do at the moment before we head off to Thailand, which is getting everything prepped and ready so that you can just go away and have a break. Yep. I don't even know if that's possible. So we're going to talk about that because me and you have got different views on it.
Yeah, but we always have had different views on
everything.
Everything, really. Because, you know, men are from Mars and women from Venus, isn't it?
So thank you once again for joining us this week. We're just going to come right out and say it. We've had some really, really sad news this week. We lost Maggie, our dog. Yeah, it's just been a horrible, horrible week. And it's one of those things where, because we're podcasters and we share our life with you, and Maggie has been a part of that right from the beginning of this podcasting journey, we just thought it was right to share that with you, even though it's really difficult to do so.
Well, it is, because a lot of shows that we've done, we always tend to film outside and things like that. You'll see Maggie walking around, or even on the original audio podcasts, you'll hear Maggie barging through doors or coming in and just come and sit and lay down by you. Because she was the sort of dog that just wanted to be with you all the time. She really, really was. And it's a huge loss. But I think you wanted to just go into the reasons why and what happened.
Yeah, I didn't want to just come on here and go, oh, by the way, Maggie's gone, you know. I just wanted to be respectful of Maggie and try and be as authentic as possible. But at the same time, I don't want to just make this whole show about how shit this week has been, because it really has been shit. Anyway, so Maggie has been, for a start, she's 13. We've had her for 13 years. She has been the best flipping dog. And I know everyone says that about their dogs, but she has been the best dog in the whole world.
Yeah.
I homeschooled both my kids, and she was our third student. You know, we'd always have a class of three. It was Sunny, Tess and Maggie. She was with us constantly. She has never been away from us apart from the year that we went traveling the world, and Mum had her then for a year. So she's always been really tight in the family. Yeah. You know, we haven't been this people that have been out to work and left her for hours on end. She's just always been here and always had us. Which...
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, we built the house in, 2010, 2011, and that's when it was 2011 when we got her, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we've only ever known her, the house finished with her in it as well.
I know. Yeah. And yeah, she's, you know, when people say, and if you're a dog owner watching this, you will know, they're your family. They are part of your family. And she was just like our third child. She really was. And when we went traveling the world for a year. I'll just give you a little backstory. We went traveling the world for a year in 2018, and Mum had her for a year. And when we came back, Mum said, she was good, Lizzie. She said, but she missed you. And I remember thinking, no, she didn't. You know, dogs don't miss their owners. Do you remember, Bri?
I know, yeah.
And we just thought, oh, you know, I think she's just saying that to make us feel guilty, so we won't go traveling again. Anyway, then 3 years or 5 years later, we went to Europe for 6 months. Anyone who's been following this show for a while will know that we went off to Europe for 6 months in our little red car.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And Mum had her again for 6 months. And when we came back that time, she said, Liz, honestly, I can't do it again. She said she fretted, she weed all over, the carpet. She said she was shaking at night. I had to have her in bed with me. And I think, what year was that when we came back? Was it
2022?
2022.
Yeah.
So to be honest, from 2022 to now, for the last 2 years, she's been going downhill. She really has.
And even we've got farmers next door and they go off shooting or this, that and the other, or they've got machinery or someone's working next door with a nail gun or something like that. And she just, she chewed the bottom of the door off, didn't she? The whole door frame out to get into the rest of the house. Because she's in a biggish room, it's a 70 square meter room. And it's all tiled and stuff, isn't it? And that's the main open plan living area. That her basket was in there all the time, wasn't it? But when any noise was, bang, she was barging through doors, and it just
So that was 2022. We came back, and then when we came back in 2022, like Bryce said, showing signs of anxiety, like massive panic attacks if we weren't with her all the time. I think we put her in kennels. We went away for the weekend once and we put her in kennels, and we came back and she'd rubbed all her nose off and the guy said she just couldn't settle. She was just constantly nosing the kennel to get out because she wanted to be around us, basically. And you will know, because we've done episodes throughout that year, we were doing episodes, and when but you don't want to face it. There was other problems with her kidneys. She was weeing blood, and
hips were starting to go.
Her hips were going, and her eyesight was going. She had all these lumps all over her. But we're like, no, it's fine. She'll be all right. You'll be all right, Maggie. And we changed her diet, and we didn't take her out swimming in the deep water as much because we thought that would be better for her. And we just babied her.
But you couldn't walk with her because you'd walk, 20 meters, and she'd just be panting away, wouldn't she?
She
and it's just like, and you knew she wanted to be with you, but she just didn't have the go to keep up, did she?
And then last year, just before we found out Mum was diagnosed with cancer, we went away to Napier house sitting, and Sonny looked after Maggie. And again, if you've listened to the show, you'll hear us saying we were worried about leaving her with Sonny, and which we were, because we were, but we needed a break. We wanted a break, and we were going away, and we stayed within New Zealand so we could be here. And he kept ringing us up and saying, she's weed all over the carpet again, and she's panting, and she's this and that. And Sonny was going out to work, so we knew that she was being left alone for a couple of hours on her own, and that was freaking us out. Anyway, then in the October, Mum got diagnosed with cancer. And I swear to you, I kid you not, that dog, it was like a magic cure. She just seemed to be better. She just seemed to be
up to game.
She did. And I honestly, truly believe it is because she knew that I needed her.
Yeah, but it's true. You could look at it like, yes, it is true. It's almost like, and I know people say, before you go, you get a second wind, but that's normally like a week or two before, isn't it? Like, it's not 6 months before.
So she came good. She came good for the whole time Mum wasn't well, and she came good. And then Mum went in the April, and we knew that we were going to Thailand, and we said, we'll book it in August because that's ages away yet. And we'll sort Maggie out. I think Maggie will be all right. She can go in kennels, or we can get someone to look after her. Anyway, she got worse over the last month or so, and we just decided, that it wasn't fair to leave her with someone because of her anxiety, and because you can't put that on someone. She couldn't hold her own bladder, and we thought, shall we put her in nappies? And then we just thought, you know what? She's been such a good girl. She's such a stout, dog. She wasn't one of these dogs that would want to be pampered in a nappy, and we didn't want to put that on her for the sake of our selfishness of thinking, no, we've still got Maggie. And I talked to my brother, and he is a dog trainer, and he just said, you've got to ask yourself, is she alive or is she living? And like you said, we couldn't take her for a walk. We couldn't leave her.
All those days have gone of
We moved
what
her in-
a normal dog is like.
Yeah, and we'd moved her into our bedroom. She was sleeping in our bedroom with us, so that was to keep her calm. And we just made the decision, look, what are we going to do here? I even said, look, let's just cancel the trip. Let's just not go. And
I know. But then you've got to make the decision, and we did make the decision. But that week before, the week after we'd made the decision, knowing that on that particular day that was going to happen, it's just not great, is it?
Oh, it's horrible.
It was like living a week of torture.
It was.
It really was.
It was.
Because it's like, and you think, and you get to think where you're just like, well, we're not doing this. We can't do it.
Yeah.
But then you keep looking at it and you think you've got to be cruel to be kind as such.
Yeah. And that's what the vet said. When you took her, she was like, oh, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Didn't
That's
she?
I mean, the vet's been there from day one with her, hasn't it? And he's done, or she had done a bunch of operations on her and stuff over her life, and with claws claws
Cutting
that
her claws back,
got broken and stuff like that when she was because she was such an adventurous dog, wasn't she? Like, and then she swallowed a stone and then she had to have that cut out. And it was just like, wow.
Anyway, all that to say that this has been such a difficult week. As you will know if you have lost a pet, and I'm sure many of you listening to this will be nodding your head and going, it's just as bad as losing a family. You are losing a member of your family.
Yeah, exactly.
You can hear the wind chime going. Oh, that's just her saying hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So it's been a massive wham. It's been a punch in the guts. It's been a very, very sad time in the house. You come home, you don't see the basket. You come home, you don't hear her bark.
Yeah, it's everything.
It's
you
horrible.
get up in the morning, the first one that she's wagging a tail at you, and it's just that everything's changed, and it's just hard getting used to it again, isn't it? You tend to think, oh, she's going to get another one. It's like, no, just, yeah.
Oh, do you know what? You think, let's get another dog. But right now, I think we just need to just have some time, just to, like you keep saying, to just step back and just rest and just breathe. Because your automatic reaction is to, right, when we come back from Thailand, we're going to get another dog. And it's just like, hang on, just stop for a minute. Let's just stop and just stop.
Just stop.
Yeah.
That's it.
So on the subject of stopping, that's a good leeway into our next subject, is this whole thing about being able to stop from just unplug and switch off and stop working. And you keep saying to me, I think you're a lot better at this than I am. And you keep saying to me, when we go to Thailand, Liz, we're just going to have 2 weeks where we do absolutely nothing. We need a break. We're going to do nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That freaks me out. The thought of that just freaks me out.
I've noticed that.
Why?
Because every time I say, even sometimes I'll say to you, right, we just need a weekend, this weekend we're not going to do anything. Oh, yeah, but I just need to do this. Oh, I just need to finish that. I just need to check on this first. And I'm like, okay, so it's never going to happen then. And even last year I was saying, we need to get back to where we just, 5 days a week and get some time at the weekends to go out and do things again.
So here's the thing. It's especially when you're self-employed, and I don't know how many of you listening to this will be self-employed and are content creators. That's what you do, is put out content to grow your business, which is what we do. We create videos about New Zealand and podcasts about New Zealand, and then we have a paid for membership community that brings people, together to support them as they move to New Zealand. I've also got a travel blog, which is pays us money through affiliates and ad revenue, and I've got a small portion a very, very small portion of our income through my book and writing that. Yeah. Anyway, so a lot of it is to do with creating content to generate income.
Income, yes.
So I think when you say, "Oh, I noticed that you can't stop," one of the fears is that if you stop, your revenue's going to stop. That's one of the fears. And then on the other side is, and this is what we want to talk about, is like what is work and what is play, is if you were getting paid to watch Liverpool play, you know, if someone was paying you to sit down and watch Liverpool
Yeah.
in the World Cups, let's say,
Yeah.
and that was your job,
Yeah.
and I said to you, stop watching Liverpool.
But that's your job, as you just said.
Okay.
All right. So let me.
But that was also my job as well, remember?
All right. Let's just rewind to what we just said a minute ago. Okay. So we had two weeks off. Okay. Sorry, 2 days off. Okay. So, and what you're saying is like you keep going because the fear that it will
I try
stop.
not to, but yeah.
So we will be doing something seriously wrong if our business keels over after 48 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But you're not saying 48 hours, you're saying 2 weeks.
No, I said 2 days off at the weekend. That's why I noticed that, you know, you don't switch off as such, or you feel guilty that you should be doing more stuff.
The other thing as well, in my defence, is because as well, is I read somewhere the other day that when you're grieving, you tend to throw yourself all into something.
Yeah, I can understand.
You know,
that,
like
yeah.
you will
Yeah.
consume something 24 hours, like constant consumption to try and take your mind off. And it works because I notice that when I'm working and I'm deeply in something, I'm not feeling sad because all I'm thinking about is that thing. So that might also play a role in it. But yeah, I'm, you know, I am defending myself here because I do have a problem switching off. I know that.
Yeah.
I do know that. But I think it's because, one, I'm scared of the income stopping.
Yeah.
Two, if I'm doing it, then I'm not thinking about sad things. And three, I love it. And that's the thing I'm getting to you about with Liverpool.
I know. But what I'm saying with Liverpool didn't play every day. They couldn't physically play every day.
What if they
it's
did?
probably every third day that they could probably play if they're playing Champions League and they're playing Premier League and then they're playing the FA Cup and the League Cup. But there's always 3 or 4 days between. So, and they only play twice a week.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying though?
Yeah, no, I can see
You
what you say.
love
I can
watching Liverpool.
I do. But again, I don't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch them.
Well, I don't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do my
No, but
writing.
that's when they play as such, because I live in New Zealand. So I understand. I know what you're trying to say, and I suppose I'm just making silly things up. I understand what you're saying.
It's not
That
silly.
if you know, because you're saying that if it's something so passionate that you love to do, it doesn't matter how much you've got to do of it because you just want to do it. But with the job that we have, and like you say, content creation. Just with that comes interaction from the likes of emails coming back to you and comments. And sometimes you can get 60 emails come through, but you always want to answer them all. So that to you is work.
Yeah.
It becomes work because you've sent one email out to 3,000 people, whatever it is, and, 60, 70 people will write back, and they're quite long emails. So it takes time to go through them all and then answer them back.
I know. And this is the thing and this is where I'm torn because I love it.
I know you do.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
And
Because
I can
it's connection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I can
I
see
understand that.
it's taking time away from us.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hands up. Honestly, hands up. You're right. I know you're right. I'm not being argumentative. I know that
this isn't an argument. This is a discussion.
I know. But I just don't know how to, so this is the thing. We've been saying that when we go to Thailand, we are going to have 2 weeks. But what you're talking about is what don't you want us to do? You don't want me to answer emails, which I can understand that because that takes absolutely ages.
Yeah.
So,
Realistically, I think what we said is you put an autorespond on your email. So it's like, thanks for your email. When we get back from our summer break, we'll get back onto it. So that's one thing. The second thing is just to switch off, put a few things automated on YouTube that, of content that we've been doing. Cause this is what you do before we go away. We have to get extra content.
yeah, we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. So, we've geared that up. So when we can take some time off, and there's a podcast or two that are what they call in the bag, in the can. It's there, it's ready to go. So there's no reason why you can't take 10 days off 10 work days.
Oh, it's gone down to 10 now.
Oh, but
Stop
10,
slashing my holiday.
10 work days.
You said 14.
Yeah, but that's your weekends. You shouldn't be working anyway. There's a difference between working at home, work on the house.
So
but
if you're telling me not to do that, then are you not going to check your emails when you're away?
I don't get that many emails.
Well, you're always checking it.
Well, yeah, I do, because again, it's to see if people are joined.
So are you not going to do that?
No, I will probably batch it and do it once every 2 or 3 days, just in case there's something come up. But we don't have an administration team that really looks after it, do we?
No, we haven't got anyone. It's only me and you.
Yeah.
It's just that thing of when you do something that you love.
Yeah.
It's like to the thought of me not going away and being able to write, for instance, whether that is writing content for my email, writing my book. I'm writing a book at the moment about why we stayed in New Zealand for 15, why we still live in New Zealand. And that's fun. It's to me, that's brilliant. I love it. I love writing about that stuff, and I love writing for my newsletter. And it relaxes me and it gives me an escape. And so this is where I'm like that, because I know that once you open the computer, you might think, oh, well, instead of just writing my book, I'll just check email, or I'll just have a look and see if what's happening on Pinterest, and, I'll just see if anyone's left a comment on YouTube. And then it does become work, because more often than not, you see a horrible comment on YouTube and it says like, stop being so distressed. Stop being so disrespectful to your husband. That's what someone said to me today. It's like, what?
Yeah. But here's the thing. If you do these things every day, they become the norm. Okay? And the idea of a break is to stop doing the everyday normal things of what you do. That's why you go on a break. And nothing's going to happen even in 2 weeks, even if you didn't say hello to someone for 2 weeks, and we've got people who are admin in the group. They could just say, oh, hi, welcome. Don't forget Liz and Brian are away for the next 6 days or 8 days or whatever it is. I'm sure they'll jump in and say hello to you as and when they can.
Isn't it scary how we've come to a point in life, in the way we are now, that we freak out if the thought of not being able to pick up our phone, answer an email. It's the other day we went out for a drive, and you slammed on the brakes almost, and you went, I haven't got my phone with me. Remember? Mm-hmm. I mean, what's that all about?
That's because you're in the Peugeot.
So we drove all the way to Greece when we were young, and we drove
nothing.
all the way from England to Greece. No mobile phone, no nothing, no map, no sat nav, no nothing. No way of contacting home, nothing.
Do you know what? I was having a conversation with Sonny in the car the other day, and we were talking about like cars breaking down and stuff like that. And he said, well, so what was the worst one that ever happened to you? I said, well, it wasn't the worst, but this was the most interesting one, was because we had no mobile phones back then. I sat at a works van. I said, and it was a crappy Escort 1.8 diesel, no turbo or anything. It was really flat, like, the blue squealing pig.
Squealing pig,
because it's so noisy. And I was pulling up a hill. I was in Cornwall, and I was like, bang, whack into third gear, and then it just went, and the cam belt snapped, and I just knew straight away I just lost all power, everything. The engine was just freewheeling because all the valves were bent and broken, and I was like, shit, I'm really in the middle of nowhere here. And I got to the top of the hill, and then I remembered it was a slow decline, running away, and I was probably doing 30 miles an hour when I got to the top of it. And then I was thinking, oh, there's a lay-by over in the corner. And I literally pulled into the lay-by, and not only that, there's a bloody telephone box in there as well.
There you go.
How good was that?
Yeah. Did you have 10p?
Phoned the office because I had a little card, a British Telecom card at the time. And you just put in a PIN number and away you went,
So you sorted it?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's how you did things back then.
I know, and it was better.
Or you would have just put your thumb out, and then someone would have given you a lift to a garage, and then you would have phoned from the garage and said, well, the car's broken down.
I know.
And get the AA out here, and job done.
So what has happened to us that we cannot drive? Well, we did. We didn't turn back, thank God. So it just shows that we're not that scaredy pants.
No.
But I mean, if I said to you now, drive to Auckland and don't take your phone.
I'd still do it.
I don't know if you would.
No, because it's a safety blanket, isn't it? That's why. Because just in case.
I know, but that's weird. I don't like it.
For probably a third of the journey, there's no phone signal on the way to Auckland because it's through gorges and God knows what to get there, isn't it? It's 360k or 400k to get there.
So
that's what I mean. So it wouldn't really overly bother me, and it's not that. Not only that, it's quite a busy road, isn't it? So there's always going to be someone that'll pull over and.
I don't think you would do it, Brian. I really don't think you would. I don't think you would.
No, but the other day
you're telling lies.
We got down too far. Yeah, but if you're that close to home, then I'll go back and get it because you're always thinking someone might need to call me. The kids might be, and that's what the problem is these days, isn't it? It's
but you use that as an excuse.
But we use it as an excuse because you're contactable 24/7.
And I hate it. It's horrible.
Your little watch will ping you.
Oh, there you go. Brian.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
Connected.
And also,
and it's going to get worse.
And also, just complete and utterly transparency here. Yeah. If you said to me, right, when we go to Thailand, you're not allowed to take your computer.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go.
I know.
I'd rather go with my computer than you.
There you go. Thanks.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, but it's funny, isn't it? Because
it's not actually.
No, but we're going away on our trip, and I'm like, right, what gear have I got to take away? Because we will do some because we're going away for 4 weeks, so we said 2 weeks off and 2 weeks get back to work and do stuff as travel because we are a travel podcast. At the end of the day, we travel in society, whatever that means.
Travel podcast that don't travel anywhere.
Yeah. So then you're thinking, I need to take that. Do I take the Roadcaster with me? No, that's too big to take. And then you think, well, I need that little tiny microphone. So we won't have these microphones.
So yeah. So what we're aiming for then is we're going to go away and we're going to have 2 weeks unplugged. Yeah. That scares the hell out of me. I just can't bear the thought of it.
I know, me too.
But I don't think it does with you.
Do you know? Yeah,
I think you're really good at this, and you're all right. But
because we're both good at it. It's just like I was trying to say before. You get to that norm where this is the new norm, and you've almost got to break it and go. Do you know what? Yeah, we will unplug.
Right. I'll tell you what. Then now we're going next week.
All right.
Let's just make a pact.
Leave the computers at home.
God no! Don't be stupid. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
And they're not small computers. They are the 16-inch version.
My lover will be coming with me.
The brick will be coming.
But no, let's make a pact that when we go to Thailand, we have 2 weeks
of massage
unplugged.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
We are going to just... Do you think we're going to do that?
How'd you do it, though? How'd you unplug completely?
Well, for a start, you don't look at your phone. But then what if Sonny and Tess want to call us?
Well, then, this is where
they can just sod off.
Yeah, this is where you need a ship phone, isn't it? We just... keypad. That's it. And just go, there you need to get hold of me. You can message me or you can call me. But there's no internet.
So social media doesn't bother me because I haven't been on Facebook or Instagram since October. I came off it. So that's haven't been on. Talk about that probably another time because that's an interesting topic, or maybe I'll write about it on my newsletter. Also, while I'm here, and I have just mentioned my newsletter, now is a good time to tell you that if you do want to sign up for my newsletter, those 5 letters...
Don't bloody email me.
Those 5 letters that I wrote in this time of when I needed inspiration and laughter and just... writing about things that helped in troubled times. I've had such a great response off those.
It's been huge, isn't it?
It has. So
it's been amazing.
If you would like to read those 5 letters and come on to my newsletter, I would love to have you. You can get those I'll put the link in the description, but it's adrama.com/letters. It's a very easy URL. Yeah. But so we're going to do that. We are going to have 2 weeks off, and that is it.
Yep.
So the last thing we wanted to talk to you about is connected to this, because to be able to have this time off while we're away, we have been going flat out, making content, interviewing people on the podcast for our NZ Ahead podcast, which is our Moving to New Zealand podcast. And I just wanted to ask you, do you think it's possible to get everything perfect and ready so that you can have time off? Because I just wanted to remind you, do you remember that time, Bri? when your mum and dad, they made the Christmas dinner in September. Do you remember?
Yeah, my dad did. He froze it. He cooked the turkey because it was obviously on special.
I shouldn't laugh. But...
And cooked the turkey and then froze it and put it in the fridge.
And he said to us,
in the freezer.
We're doing it all now. He said,
I didn't think they did everything.
Yes,
I think it was just
they did all the Christmas dinner,
I
and
think
they
would have done the roasties and all that.
They flipping did, right?
Maybe they did.
You're just saying that because you don't want to be horrible about your mum and dad, but I'm not being horrible. I'm just using it as an example.
Yeah.
We went round there on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone so stressed as your dad was.
Didn't defrost properly.
It didn't work, is my point.
No, it doesn't, does it? Because it doesn't make any difference. It's not that hard. See, it's a different generation because all they wanted to do on Christmas Day
was relax.
Is watch the telly.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to do that?
I know.
Just like we're trying to get everything ready now, and we are telling ourselves that when we go to Thailand, we'll just go like this. Look at us. Oh, everything's just automated and everything's done and ready. And I don't know. And the reason I'm using your mum and dad as an example of that is because we've done that loads of times. We're like, right, we'll get everything cleaned up. We'll get all the house tidy. We'll get all the washing put away. And this weekend, it's just going to be us time. Does it ever happen? No. Because there's always something else to do.
Or you forget something. You know, there's always something you forget. And then you're driving down the road and you're like, oh,
I've got to say, Brian, you know, you've just picked on me for the first third of this podcast about the fact that I'm not able to relax. I'm just going to turn it on you now.
Okay.
Because I have got absolutely no problem whatsoever in not cleaning.
No.
Right?
Well, you never have.
Well, no.
You haven't got a problem with that at all.
That's right.
No.
That's right, Brian.
I don't know why you've been telling anyone. Come and have a look at the house. Jeez.
No, Brian. But what I say to you, my friend, is you have got a problem. Just like you're pointing your finger and accusing me of not being able to put my computer down. You're not able to put the dish rag down, Brian.
No, it's not a case of not putting. It's like if I don't pick the dish rag up, no one else will.
But you say to me
because you run off and go, I just need to do an email.
That's
do
right.
some comments on YouTube.
You say to me every night, you say, right, I said, Brian, come to bed. Come to bed, my love. And you say, no, I'm just going to bleach the sink down and get it all ready.
I don't say I'm going to bleach the sink
You do,
down.
Brian. You say, I'm just going to get everything ready, and you polish all the hob up and you wipe everything down. You put everything in the dishwasher and you say, because what it is, Liz, I like to get up in the morning to a clean kitchen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So answer me. No, hang on.
All right.
Hold that thought.
I'm going to answer you. Don't worry.
Answer me this.
Yes.
When I get up in the morning and I come in to have my coffee, why do I still see you wiping around the kitchen? You've already wiped it the night before to save yourself.
Do you know what?
Go on.
As I like to get up in the morning and because we've got an induction hob it's a touch induction hob.
It's called a knob, not a hob.
A knob. It's polishing your knob before you go to bed. What it is, if you and Sonny happen to do the dishes, as they say, it's not blame. I'm just telling you the reason why. And so they will wash the dishes, and then the same water that's washed the dishes, in goes the dishcloth, and then it's wiped all over everything. And then there's this, in the morning you come in and you can't even see where the buttons are on the hob because it's just full of grease. You know, and it's just every morning, it's just one of those little micro stresses that happens where you're like, friggin' hell, look at the state of this.
Okay, so
that's why I get chance. I'll think I'll clean it before I go to bed because you can come in the morning, you can all float in and make your coffee. And
Tell
it's
me
just
the
nice.
truth. Tell me the truth.
Sun's coming up.
Tell me the truth. Do you have a problem with, if I said to you, right?
Yeah.
Here's one for you. Here's one. I know this will wind you up.
All right.
If I said to you, this is just payback for what you did to me earlier in the show. If I said to you, all bleach and all fairy liquid are banned from this house from now on. No more bleach and no more fairy liquid. Yeah. What we're going to use is water with peppermint oil, because I know you hate that.
Did that.
You despise
what a pile of shit that was.
I know you despise that. So all we're going to use is just pure and natural peppermint oil, which works actually brilliant.
Because it just leaves oil all over everything.
And what would you do, Brian? What would you do? Imagine that.
Well, I'd go down the lemon juice route, I think.
You wouldn't.
Not oil.
You'd sit there and you'd cry because you'd want your bleach back. Just like I want to be able to write my newsletter.
Here's the thing. We're talking about cleaners and cleaning. Someone gifted you 5 hours of cleaning for the
she
house,
did.
and which is a wonderful, lovely thing. But you said, what's the point? Because it'll just get dirty again. So there's no point in having the cleaner come round because it'll just get dirty again.
But it's the truth.
But you stopped her coming around before we go away, and just like, oh, come back, well, come on, me. It's just like, okay.
Why do I want a cleaner to come? And she is coming, and thank you to Letha for that present. It's a very kind gift. But my point is, what's the point in having a cleaner when I've got you?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm
just looking out the window.
I'm only kidding.
Of course. Well,
I'm only joking. But what is the point in having a cleaner come round to the house to clean a house that we're not going to be in for a month? I'll tell you what.
What?
There is no way. If she does come round to this house, and I know she's going to because Talitha has paid for her as a gift for us, which is very lovely. What if she looks in Sonny's room?
Sonny's room's over there.
It's disgusting, that room.
It's a bit of a mess,
It's
isn't
a
it?
pit.
Yeah, but that's what they say, isn't it? You know?
And then she's going to go into... She might tell her friends. She might say, oh, you know that couple that are on YouTube? Should see the state of their house.
But do you know, I was listening to a child...
Her husband's all right, but her...
Well, do you know what? Let's just rewind the clock a little bit. There's another story. Is when we rented a house on the beach when we first came to New Zealand, and we thought we'd get Val to do the cleaning because she was a cleaner, wasn't she? Mm-hmm. And what did she say, Liz?
Well, she said, this is the dirtiest house I've ever had to clean. She was a cheeky sod.
You cheeky sod.
Yeah,
eh?
that's a cheeky thing to say to someone, isn't it?
Yeah. Why was that?
Why
was it so dirty?
Because you worked full time back then, didn't you, Brian? Anyway, right, okay. So I'm going to call this podcast to an end now because I can just feel it, Brian. I can just feel I'm going to thump you. I honestly am, and I think you feel the same. So what we've taken out of this podcast then is we are going to try really, really hard when we're in Thailand, and I suggest you do the same because you're listening to this and you're probably thinking, do you know what? I need to take a break.
Yeah.
I need to stop being so. I think what I'm taking out of this podcast, both with the cleaning and with the emails and comments and just working.
This is why you have to go away.
I think
you can't have a break at home.
I think we've just got to remember what life is about, and it isn't about
cleaning knobs,
cleaning your knob, and it isn't about constantly being there for people to answer comments and just being there online and just putting yourself. You've got to just step back, haven't you, Brian, and do some self-care, self-reflection, and also work as a couple. Because to be honest, we only really know each other
through cleaning.
Through the It's a Drama podcast. So, no. Okay. Yeah. Well, so that's what I'm going to do. And I hope you do the same too. So if you've taken anything from this podcast, it's just remember what's important in life. Remember to take time for yourself.
Yep.
Remember life is short and you just got to make the most of it. And I think that's the big thing as well. And that's why I don't do cleaning. But anyway, that's another subject.
Yeah.
And, just email me because I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Just waiting to answer those emails.
So I was just looking down at the skirting board. I'm not going to go down that story as well.
No, don't go down that route, Bri.
Don't let Liz do the skirting boards because she doesn't use the plastic bit on the Hoover. Just the metal straight onto it.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Yeah. So just think back, Bri, when you met me when I was 18, and imagine that if you'd have said it then, look at you, Liz, 18 years old, and I hope you're going to use the Hoover properly on your skirting boards. I'd have told you to run and jump, Brian. Yeah. Really would have told you to run and jump.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
on that point, time to go.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. And we have loved having you. And don't forget to sign up for those letters if you're not already on my newsletter. I haven't really sold it to you this week, have I?
Doesn't matter.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us a safe space in which to be able to talk about things that are hard to talk about, but feel good to talk about, just to get them off your chest and be able to just share those with you. So thank you. Don't forget, our hearts beat with yours. I love you. I know I always say that, but I do. I love being here and I love chatting to you. And that's the problem I get when I can't switch off, because this is my happy space. And thank you so much for being here. And I will speak to you soon.
Yeah, so I hope you love the banter. Let us know in the comments that if you do, and we'll keep going, but as long as we can. But
that's only if you're watching on YouTube, you can comment.
Oh no, you can leave.
You can send us an email,
You can
otherwise.
leave us a review on Apple or Spotify.
Yes, that would be
Yes.
nice.
I mean, they're the main two platforms. I know there's a few others, but anyway, it's time to go. So kia kaha, stay strong, kia u, stay true, and that's true to yourself. And we'll see you from sunny Thailand, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not working.
No. Looking refreshed.
Okay,
See you
bye.
then. I'm massaged.
Hello.
I've got some questions for you, young Dr. Man.
There we go. Right.
Right, first
fire
of all,
away.
tell me why you went on testosterone.
Well, it started off about 2.5 years ago, and
Just floppy?
yeah, all over the place. God, see, that's it. I just knew that's what you were thinking.
Limp?
I was walking with one yet. Walking with a bigger limp now.